So let's talk about a pretty cool idea. What if you could actually get paid to break AI? Well, that's pretty much what just went down in Codatta's airdrop Season 1. It was this massive competition all about finding the cracks in today's artificial intelligence. Let's dive into how it all worked.
I mean, we use AI for pretty much everything now, right? From simple searches to making art. But let's be real, it's far from perfect. You've probably seen it yourself. You ask an AI a simple question, and it gives you this super confident but totally wrong answer. Or you see one of those AI images where a person has like 7 fingers. These aren't just funny little glitches. They're actually signs of bigger issues.
And that's exactly where Codatta's whole mission comes into play. Their philosophy is, instead of just shrugging our shoulders at AI's flaws, we should actively go out and hunt for them. It's about turning every single one of us from just a user into a tester, someone who's not just using AI, but pushing it to its limits to make it stronger. So, how in the world do you get a whole army of digital detectives to stress test AI? Well, you turn it into a competition, and you offer up some serious rewards. Codatta's whole approach was to gamify the process of finding AI's weaknesses, and you know what? It really worked. The event itself was called Airdrop Season 1. The best way to think about it is like a massive, paid bug hunt for AI. Participants were given tasks to challenge large language models, the powerful brains behind tools like ChatGPT. The goal was to find factual errors, bizarre outputs, or just any kind of weird behavior. And the best part? The more flaws you uncovered, the more you could earn.
And when we say earn, we mean it. The rewards were, well, they were significant. This wasn't just about getting bragging rights. Codatta put some serious money on the table to get the best people involved. The numbers behind the prize pool are actually kind of staggering.
Okay, get this. The total prize pool was a massive 2.5 million XNY, which is the platform's native token. A huge incentive like that really sends a message that Codatta is dead serious about using the power of the crowd to build a safer and more accurate AI.
So, where did all that money go? Well, it was split in a really smart way. The biggest chunk, 1.5 million XNY, was for people who completed the main challenges. But to really get the competition going, a full million XNY was reserved just for the top performers on the leaderboard. This meant everyone had a reason to participate, but the best of the best had a reason to really push themselves.
And it didn't even stop there. On top of all those tokens, there were also 14 million Codatta points up for grabs, which will probably be used for future rewards. And the grand prize? The person who landed the #1 spot on that leaderboard walked away with a cool 80,000 XNY tokens. So yeah, the incentive to compete was definitely there.
The whole thing happened in a flash. It kicked off on October 13th, ran for 2 intense weeks, and then wrapped up on October 27th. And the payoff is just around the corner. The rewards are all set to be claimable on November 3rd.
So, those 2 weeks of intense competition are officially over. All the submissions are in, and the digital dust is finally settling. This leaves the big question that's on every single participant's mind. What happens now?
And that brings us right up to today. The competition is officially done. The submission window is closed. So, for everyone who jumped in and participated, we're now in the final phase, waiting for the results and, of course, the rewards.
Okay, for anyone who participated, this is probably the most important part. Let's walk through exactly what you need to do to check your results and claim those hard-earned rewards. Codatta has laid out a super simple 3-step plan. First, you can head over to the event page right now to check your ranking. After that, the team is going to finalize all the reward calculations. And then, the most important date to circle on your calendar is November 3rd. That's the big day when the rewards finally become available to claim.
Now, to make sure the whole competition was fair, Codatta is committing to being totally transparent. They've said they're going to release a public explanation of their review standards, which will detail exactly how every submission was judged. And honestly, that's a crucial step for building trust and showing that the results are legit.
But this competition was always about more than just finding flaws. It was about building something new. Every single verified submission helps create what Codatta calls the knowledge layer. The best way to think of it is as a new foundation for AI, one that's built not just on huge, messy data sets, but on data that's been tested, verified, and corrected by thousands of real people. Every single person who participated helped lay a brick in that foundation.
So, Season 1 is in the books, but this is clearly just the beginning. Codatta has proven that this whole idea, incentivizing large-scale human testing, can really work. So the big question now is, what's next? Will future challenges focus on AI art or code generation, or maybe even AI's ability to reason? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.